One of the most common comments that I get on the Yachts For Sale YouTube channel is from folk who want to run their own yacht without a crew. We call this an owner-operator yacht, and as a matter of fact, today's vessel is perfect for owner operation or to run with a minimum of crew. The yacht is called IGUAZU, a 23.5 metre long motor yacht built by the Ses shipyard in Istanbul. A quick overview of her dimensions. As I mentioned, she has an overall length of 23.5 metres. She has a beam of 6.1 metres and a draft of 1.4 metres. The equivalent measurement in feet has been shown on screen. This is a yacht that is quite versatile. She has a 1,500 nautical mile range at cruising speed, so you won't have to stop and fill her tanks too often. But if you want to pick up speed, she can reach a very respectable 25.5 knots thanks to her two Caterpillar 1000 horsepower engines. When Slava was flying the drone for this part of the footage, we were both surprised by how quickly she got going. And we start the walk through here on the swim platform, which is a pretty spacious swim platform, spacious in fact enough for this 4.30 m tender. And by putting it here rather than in a garage, of course, you have more space inside the yacht. We'll be seeing later that inside through those doors we have the crew quarters and the engine room, but that comes towards the end of the video. This central section actually descends into the water, which is a great way to be able to launch and retrieve the tender, but also a great way to be able to launch and retrieve yourself if you want to go swimming. It's a perfect way for access to the ocean. On this side we have an extending passerelle. That's actually how we got onto the yacht this morning. This was just extended out to the dock and we hopped on, walked onto the yacht here, and then up these steps to the aft deck. Now, I'm going to say right at the beginning of this walkthrough, this is a very simple and effective layout. I'm not going to be showing you fold-out balconies. I'm not going to be showing you any clever little widgets as such. This is a lovely, simple yacht for a family to run, or as I said earlier, to be able to run with a minimum of crew. The less complicated things you have on board, the easier it is to run the yacht. And what's more simple than this? A lovely, spacious sofa, a hardy, decent-sized dining room table, and plenty of space to be able to serve at the table and to be able to walk around. I liked this as well. This is a little shoebox here, always a useful thing to have on the yacht, but also you can use it to put your shoes on or take your shoes off. You're not supposed to do that, of course, because you're supposed to do that on the dock, but sometimes it's handy to be able to have that here. Moving inside, and we have a light and airy main deck salon. When I actually stepped in here, the first thing I thought was how child-friendly this is. And of course, I'm not saying you have to have a family to own this yacht, you don't, but it does kind of speak to somebody who has a family for me. I can imagine young children or grandchildren being very comfortable to just throw themselves onto that large sofa and watch SpongeBob on the television that comes up and down. It's a comfortable, elegant space. I like the fact that these surfaces here don't leave fingerprints when your kids have had their jammy dodgers and have got jam all over their fingers. This is easy to keep clean. It's simple, but it's also very elegant. There's design features such as the fluting in the ceiling here, which just makes the place look a little bit more luxurious, but at the same time very homely. As are these features here, these pillars. Easy to keep clean, they just add a little bit of elegance to the decor inside here. Moving forward, we have really quite a large galley area. This was a bold choice by the designers. Even on yachts of this size, sometimes they try to hide the galley away. No such effort was made here. And I've said many times on other videos that for most people, the galley is the heart of their home. The kitchen, in the case of a home, of course, is where the family get together. And I can imagine that being the case with this yacht as well. The family sitting here. Today, for example, is too cold to eat outside, so it's great to be able to eat here. while somebody else is doing the cooking here on this very well equipped galley area. Moving forward, we have the Helm station. I was actually watching earlier as they anchored the yacht. Today we had a crew of 2, and one person was handling the anchor, the other was here. And again, I think for a family that has some experience in operating yachts, this is a pretty simple vessel to be able to operate and to be able to anchor and maneuver as well. It's really not too big to fear. Once again, I'm not saying that you have to have a family, of course, to own the yacht. You can run it with a crew of 1 or 2 people. But certainly it's of that kind of a size that encourages families who'd rather be without a crew. Let's take a look at the guest accommodation. I do like this light feature, by the way. It reminds me of the helm wheel of a sports yacht. But also, I like the fact that at the bottom of the stairs, there's a fridge and a freezer. Handy if during the night you want a cold beer. The layout down here is simple and it's effective. That's what this yacht is all about. Forward, we have a really beautiful VIP stateroom. They've made plenty of space to be able to walk around the bed. Even though it's a fairly small yacht, they've made sure that it is spacious. You have 2 wardrobes, your television set in here. You can actually access the ensuite through a door just around there, or there's a second door here, so that this can actually be used as a day head for guests who aren't necessarily staying on board. Moving aft, we have 2 more staterooms, but before we have the 2 more staterooms, we have under-stair storage as well. There's a vacuum cleaner and some cleaning equipment in there. It's always good to have space for toilet rolls, bottles of water, all those things that consume a lot of space. Here we have a double bed. Here we have 2 singles. Each room has its own television, its own ensuite bathroom. Absolutely great for guests and families staying on board. But what I really do want to show you especially is the master stateroom. Remember, 77-foot yacht, very nice, spacious, full beam ensuite. And I like the fact as well that they have kind of a small seating area here, a larger one over on that side as well. Lots of storage space. I actually sat here earlier making my notes and also using the Wi-Fi on board, which I have to say functioned very, very well. Often when I'm on board yachts, the Wi-Fi can be kind of on and off. I actually downloaded a video that I'll be publishing tomorrow while I was here, so that's a tribute to the Wi-Fi signal on board. Over here we have a sizable wardrobe, and over here a very nicely appointed white marble ensuite bathroom with a full height shower. It is such a simple, functional layout. I wanted to think of something clever to say or to do, but really the yacht speaks for itself. I think the cleverest thing that I can possibly do is move now up to the sun deck by a special effect. I call it a sun deck. Many people would call it a fly bridge, and in my opinion they're probably right, because if you have a bridge, then it's a fly bridge. A sun deck doesn't necessarily have to have a helm station. And here, as you can see, there's a well-positioned helm station. You have excellent visibility all the way around, and it's a simple, functional use of space once again, with lots of sunbathing area, but also lots of shady area, a nice area to sit and have a chat. And underneath here, we have a small station on which you can heat up things, have a few drinks, and just some snacks at the table. I keep saying it, but it's just a great yacht for a family. Although a family of experienced yacht owners could comfortably run IGUAZU, she does have room for crew too. 2 crew cabins and a head are situated in the stern of the vessel, conveniently located next to a very nicely laid out engine room. Once again, a simple layout, but an effective one. And simple and effective is exactly what this yacht is all about. This is a vessel that you could move onto with your family tomorrow and start your vacation immediately. Personally, I would recommend taking the captain for a week or 2 to be with you so that you can learn the systems on board and where everything is and just get familiar with the vessel. Actually, in my case, I would probably hire a captain and then hire day workers as and when I needed them. The choice is really yours on how you use this yacht. The important thing is that if you're looking for a contained, manageable yacht that you can run yourself or with a minimum of crew, you do contact my friend and my colleague deniz.kaymaz to arrange for a viewing.